Aldrin is there. Aldrin, can you hear me? If you're with me, just tell us what's the mood there like before you do your interview, mate.
Well, certainly we just heard from the opposition parties. They're welcoming this decision by the court and saying that they had believed quite certainly, even before they came to this court, that the Speaker does have discretionary power. And the UDM's Bantu Lumisa saying the reason why they came to the court is after they made the application to the Speaker of Parliament that the motion of no confidence, which was tabled by the DA, be conducted, that the ballot, rather, the vote be conducted via a secret ballot. And she said that she doesn't have the discretionary powers to do that. She said that the rules of Parliament doesn't allow her to do that, and saying that the Constitution as well doesn't give a provision for a secret ballot on a motion of no confidence against the President. That decision, the Constitutional Court says, is invalid, and that has now been set aside. Quite interesting, though, is Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng speaking about the Speaker of Parliament, saying that she's not averse. She wasn't averse from the onset to have a secret ballot in the motion of no confidence against the President. And the UDM, the UDM, the DA, the EFF, all emphasizing on that point, as well as COPE emphasizing on this point, that she said she's not averse to that vote of the motion of no confidence, rather, being conducted through a secret ballot. And you know, just looking at this case, it's yet another case that has been lost by the Speaker of Parliament. It's yet another case as well where even the President has lost at this court. And Chief Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng speaking as well about the relevance and the importance and the effectiveness of a motion of no confidence, saying that it's probably the most effective compared to the three other mechanisms that are available to hold the executive accountable. One of those mechanisms being the general elections, but between the general elections there is this motion of no confidence that is available to MPs should they believe that the person that has been elected to the highest office in the land is not carrying out the services to South Africans and not upholding the Constitution as well. And then of course there is the other one, which is an impeachment. But of course the dire consequences for a motion of no confidence, as we have been emphasizing, and Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng saying, using the analogy, saying it's almost like a sword hanging over the President's head, a motion of no confidence, considering that when you have this motion of no confidence, if it is successful, that you will have the President has to resign, the Deputy President have to resign, the ministers have to resign, as well as the Deputy Ministers.
Aldrin, the focus now shifts to Balekambete. What is the word on the street with regards to the likely decisions that she would be thinking of?
We see this is quite interesting what Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng Chief Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng has done with this court ruling, is that he has also given the Speaker of Parliament perimeters that she needs to consider when deciding whether a motion of no confidence against the President should be conducted via secret ballot or should be conducted via an open ballot. And he speaks about the prejudicial circumstances that could prevail should a party member, an ANC member in this instance, go against the party's decision. But he also spoke about voting according to one's conscience, and spoke about the role that MPs play with regards to being elected to Parliament. He kept on emphasizing that the powers that MPs have is not their powers. These are powers of the people. He spoke about Balekambete, the Speaker of Parliament, as well, saying that the power that she has in deciding whether a motion of no confidence against the President and the ballot is the debate against a debate rather on a motion of no confidence, and the ballot is conducted via secret ballot or open ballot, is a power that does not belong to the Speaker of Parliament, but it's a power that belongs to the people of South Africa. And when she takes that decision, she must take into consideration what is best for the country, and now must not pledge allegiance to the party, the political party that has put her there. Chief Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng also spoke about the Constitution and spoke about the makeup of our electoral system, that we have a party list system, which means that the MPs that are elected into Parliament are not elected elected directly by us as the electorate, but rather are elected by the parties themselves. It's the electorate vote parties into parliament, and it is the parties who then decide on who will represent the party and carry out the mandate of the party in parliament. But speaking about the political consequences and what happens now, we've seen what happened at the ANC's NEC meeting, after the last NEC meeting that took place, where Gwede Mantashe, the Secretary General of the party, said that the party will be closing ranks. Remember, even after the National Working Committee's extended meeting that took place after President Jacob Zuma reshuffled cabinet, they said that they will be closing rank. They will not be taking commands from the commander from another political party. These soldiers, these ANC soldiers, will not be taking commands from other political parties. It must be the ANC that decides. And this then brings the debate around, which COSATU, for instance, have said that the speakers, COSATU has indicated and said that ANC MPs must not vote with the opposition parties, although they believe that President Jacob Zuma should step down. ANC MPs, however, should not vote with opposition parties in parliament. What they should do is rather have their own motion of no confidence, table their own motion of no confidence against the president. And it will be quite interesting to see how this unfolds and whether anyone within the ANC parliamentary caucus would be willing to do that. The ANC parliamentary caucus also had a meeting a few weeks ago where they spoke around this issue, and it seemed as though that the party will be closing ranks. And I guess the outcomes of the policy conference as well, and what is debated at the National Consultative Conference, would have some sort of impact in terms of what happens in Parliament and how MPs feel they should be voting now that the Constitutional Court has made it clear that their conscience also plays a role when they make that vote of no confidence or vote of confidence in the President.
Aldrin, before you go, just quickly, Judge Mogoeng was very clear about the framework, and he touched briefly on issues of intimidation and issues of physical threats being made to MPs. How much weight would that bear on the decision that Balekambete makes?
Well, he spoke about how, for instance, there must be a balance that is struck when there is a motion of no confidence, and you have what could be a consequence that a party member of parliament makes a decision to vote against the president, which is against the party line, saying that there should be a counterbalance. If one of the repercussions is that that member loses their position in parliament, what would that counterbalance be exactly? Does this mean that when there's an open ballot, let's say hypothetically, Balekambete decides that the motion of no confidence and the ballot, the ballot against the president will be done in an open space, and you have some ANC MPs who have spoken out quite openly, saying that President Jacob Zuma should resign. Person that's coming to mind now, just forgot the name right now, but there are some ANC MPs in Parliament who have come out and spoken out, and even wrote open letters and opinion pieces arguing why President Jacob Zuma should step down. When those MPs then decide, when the motion of no confidence is being heard and the secret ballot or the open ballot is being cast, will there be any repercussions? And if there are those repercussions, could they use this Constitutional Court's judgment and say that in this Constitutional Court judgment, Chief Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng said that the issues around consequences should be counterbalanced if it means that I will lose my job after I've decided to vote with my conscience and in the interest of the country, and believe that the president of the country has failed in his duties to lead this country. That'd be something quite interesting to see how exactly ANC MPs interpret this constitution, especially that portion of this judgment.
Aldrin, thank you very much for that update and the sterling work that Aldrin St-Pierre is doing outside the Constitutional Court. As you saw, it was rather busy. Yes, it was a landmark ruling. Of course, we've got reaction.